Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share with you my perfumes of the week. I've got some ones that I haven't talked about a whole lot, but I also have some perfumes that I tried. I went into a store and tried on a couple different ones, so I wanted to share with you my thoughts about all of those. And before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the weird and wonderful family. I would love to have you part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into this. So Sunday, I didn't wear anything, and I think that's important to recognize that just because you love perfume doesn't mean you have to wear something, and just because you have a huge collection doesn't mean you're going to always put something on. I wasn't in the mood for it, so I just didn't do it. So on Monday, I wore Black Perfecto by La Petite Robe Noire, which is a Guerlain fragrance. Now, this one I got, and I hadn't actually, I got it way in the summer, and I haven't actually worn it by itself. So I wore it with Shag Half Oud, but smelling it from the cap, I'm like, it's okay. Kind of smells just kind of a little bit like a fake cherry, whereas I kind of gravitate towards the cherry in Lost Cherry or Cherry Delight from Be Layered. It's a little bit more of a liquored cherry. This was more like almost like a maraschino cherry. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like it. And I was kind of shocked because everyone describes this as, you know, deep, dark, whatever. And I'm like, well, to me, Little Black Dress, this would be like not even that sultry. So all the La Petite Robe Noire fragrances, I consider them kind of like they're really pretty, but I don't consider them seductive or sexy really. They're just nice fragrances. So this one I was expecting a little bit more to it, and it was to me just the same as La Petite Robe Noire. This one has a leather component to it. So I do smell a little bit of that leather in it, and I really enjoy that. So that was part of the reason why I thought, oh, I'm gonna love it. But like I said, hadn't tried it on its own, and I loved wearing this one. I enjoyed it so much. Now again, I wouldn't consider this an evening fragrance. To me, this is a day fragrance, but I just loved it. It has sour cherry, almond, and black tea in the opening. Like I said, I get that cherry, I get the almond. I wouldn't have guessed there was tea in it, but it's like really quite delectable. And then the mid has licorice and rose. I get the rose, don't really notice any licorice. And then the base has leather, tonka bean, patchouli, and musk. And I get that leather, I get a bit of that tonka, but not a whole lot. I don't really notice the patchouli or the musk. Now, this fragrance to me smells like, you know how some fragrances smell creamy or dense? This one to me smells clear. So it smells clearer, maybe a little bit cold. Like I wouldn't consider this a really warm fragrance. I would consider it a brighter fragrance coupled with some leather. This cut through, like it was cold. And this, I could smell it all day. I was so shocked because I thought, oh, the performance won't be that great. I was so impressed with the performance. I don't know if other people have tried this. I don't know anything about performance or what other people find, but I was so impressed with the performance. I could smell it from 9 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. I could smell it on the air when I was moving around. So the projection and the sillage, I think, is pretty decent. And it was a really enjoyable fragrance. It was uplifting, it was cheery, it's strong enough somehow to be great for winter weather, but I think I could wear this any time of the year. So I was pleasantly, completely delighted by Black Perfecto. I think it's discontinued, but everything will be linked below. I'm pretty sure you can still get this on FragranceNet. Now Tuesday, I didn't wear any of my regular fragrances because I wanted to go to the store and try on Valentino, Donna, Born in Roma. Now I've tried it on a few times, but I thought I am going to douse myself in that one and really make a decision on whether I want it. At Shoppers Drug Mart, I've got points waiting for me and can get it for basically free. So I'm like, okay, what perfume do I want? And I've been really considering Valentino Donna Born in Roma, but I'm like not like totally sold on it somehow. Like I'm like, do I want it? So I went to the store, I doused myself in it, like not doused, but I did like a few sprays on my neck, on my arm, so that I could hopefully catch a whiff of it. And then it's really hard for me to resist not putting it on other fragrances. I wished I wouldn't have done this, but I put Alien Goddess on by Mugler. So I'll talk about Valentino Born in Roma first. Now, I don't, like, can someone please tell me their experience with this fragrance? I hear about it all the time on YouTube. Everyone loves it. For me, I think I go anosmic to it because I can smell it for a little while. I don't find it's a heavy projector. The longevity is just so to me, and it's a very pleasant fragrance. It's sweet, it's not too sweet. It's just a really nice fragrance, but it's not like, you know, where you're just blown away by it. So I still am totally undecided. You know, it goes down to that bourbon vanilla. It's pretty juicy, like it's nice, but it's just not wowing the socks off of me. So I kind of think I'm gonna let that one go. Although I want to really love it, you know what I mean, right? So anyway, that was my experience with that one. The longevity's okay, but it wasn't like, again, I don't know what I'm expecting, but yeah. So that was my thoughts on Valentino Born in Roma, Donna Born in Roma. But then Alien Goddess, I smelt it, like I sprayed it on a card first. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like, why haven't I put this on my skin before? Because I could smell this coconut. It smelled a little bit like summery, beachy, and I'm like, ooh, like, I think I'm gonna like this one. So I sprayed it on my hand and I regretted it for the rest of the day. It was a great projector. The longevity on it was, I would say, definitely better than Born in Roma. And one spray on my arm of that Alien Goddess, I sprayed like 2 sprays on my neck of Valentino and 2 sprays on my arm of the Valentino Donna, and I could smell that one spray on my hand more than anything of Alien Goddess, and I was not a fan. So to me, it's got coconut water in it, and it definitely, to me, coconut water smells a lot more green, so it's not a sweet coconut, and it was not a favorite. Like, I would never buy that one. Like, it's a no-go for me. So that was unenjoyable. Maybe it was the time of year, so like it's not like I won't try it ever again, but that would not be a bottle that I'd want to purchase. So 2 kind of fails, but I'm still like, ugh, about Valentino Donna Born in Roma. So whatever. Like, yeah. Tell me what your thoughts are on it. Like, you know, the reality is, if it's not wowing me, I'm not going to buy it. But for some reason, I want to be wowed by it, so I keep courting it, and I need to just cut it off. So Wednesday, I put on Montale's Intense Cafe and was in love with myself literally all day. This one, I liked it even more than I've ever liked it before. So to me, it's very weak on the coffee. So you get a little bit of coffee in the opening. To me, it's a sweet, milky coffee, and then it's a lot of rose, a lot of sugariness, and it's very similar to Roses Vanille by Montale or Florence by Swiss Arabian. I think I'm going to do a whole comparison video on those. Tell me if that's something you're interested in. Montale Intense Cafe, I really like that creamy component. It's less tart, I would say, than Roses Vanille. This lasted me all day, and I kind of went ham on the sprays. I was going to be by myself, so did a lot of sprays. You don't need much with this, and it projects forever. It lasts forever. Like, you can't put something on in the evening because you can still smell this. So I really, really enjoyed wearing this one. It was definitely enjoyable. It just smells like sweet, creamy, like sugary coffee with rose. It's a great combination. It's super comforting. It's kind of romantic. It's a little different, and I love it. So definitely a winner for Wednesday. A Wednesday winner. Now Thursday, someone was asking me about Le Rive's Fleur de Femme. It's similar to Poison Girl. Like it's supposed to be an inspired fragrance for Poison Girl, and they were asking me about the longevity, and I had about 4 or 5 different women say that the longevity on Poison Girl was like it's kind of a poor performer for them. So I wanted to give this one a wear test to really be able to give you an idea of the longevity. Now this one, unlike Poison Girl, this has a sour cherry note in it. But it's still got the orange and the almond, and to me this smells very similar to Poison Girl. I really enjoy this one. It's juicy, kind of makes my mouth water. It's a little bit sexy. It's just really enjoyable. It's one of those darker fruit fragrances that you know, it projects decently. Now this one, the projection I would say is fairly good on it for the first, let's say, 2 hours. And then, you know, it's a way less. So it still projects, but not a whole lot. But it's not a skin scent at that point. This, however, by the 5-hour mark, it's a skin scent. So the longevity was way less than I anticipated on this one. I think I've mainly worn this in the evening, so I've never even thought about longevity. But when I tried it on my skin, it wasn't the beast that I somehow thought it was. Somehow I thought it would last 8+ hours. It was a skin scent by 5, and yeah, I noticed it for the next little while. I could smell a sweetness on the skin. It stays nice as a skin scent, but certainly isn't a massive beast in longevity. That said, I think this is like well under $20. So like if you are really if you love Poison Girl but are just really horrified by the performance and don't want to spring for the price again on the Dior, this is a great option. As far as how close this is to Poison Girl, like I had a sample of Poison Girl a long time ago and I thought it was really similar. But I can't find it anymore, so, and I haven't smelt it in a long time, so I don't want to give you 100% on that. But I think it's really, like, it is similar. I wouldn't say it's like exact, but it's pretty darn close. It's juicy, dark fruit, paired with that almond, so quite sexy, sweet, decadent, intoxicating awesomeness. So projection or longevity, 5, like moderate. It's not hideous, but it's not phenomenal. But again, you're paying under $20 for it. So Friday I wore Dolled Up by Be Layered. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's definitely tuberose heavy. There's some pear in this one, but where this one is brighter than L'Entrée by Givenchy. So that one, it's pear and warm. This one's kind of pear and a little bit cooler somehow. This one has pink pepper and fruity notes as well as the pear in the opening. So I think it's the fruity notes that's kind of lifting it up and making it a little bit more playful and a little less warm. I find pear a lot of times quite a warm fragrance. But in this one, it's a lot brighter. And then the mid, you get tuberose, ylang ylang, and jasmine. I noticed the ylang ylang, but I'm getting a lot of that tuberose. So it's that bubblegummy feel again. So similar to all the kind of tuberose fragrances that are out there right now. The base has amber, patchouli, and musk. I don't really notice any of that. So to me, this is mainly that tuberose with the bright fruits on top. This one can be worn all year round because it's such a powerhouse. The projection is fantastic, super feminine, bright. You know, this could be like a signature scent type fragrance. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. I haven't worn it very much because I kind of got distracted by L'Entrée. And this one is definitely different than that. But this one, yeah, it's very, very beautiful fragrance. It kind of develops on your skin and starts to get a little more sweet. The florals die down a little bit, but if you don't like tuberose, you're not gonna like this one. But I like it. So Saturday, I wore Girl of Now Shine. Now, first of all, I love this bottle. I just think it's stunning. And I love this fragrance. So if you know anything about Girl of Now, it's just kind of a warm, nutty fragrance. I just like, look at that bottle. Like, it's so beautiful. So on top of that almond pistachio kind of vanillic fragrance that this one also has pear and pineapple, but I pick up that pineapple. So there's this beautiful kind of juicy, warm, kind of like a cooked pineapple feel to this. It's very, very warm feeling. So you get that coziness, but there's a bit of brightness to this one. So where Girl of Now, just the original, it's warm and nutty, but to me it was missing some brightness. So this, to me, the Girl of Now Shine brought me that bright component with the pear and the pineapple. So I really love this one. And to me, when I smell this fragrance, I always think of a woman. She wears like a white kind of collared shirt a lot with just jeans, really relaxed. A lot of times she's in her house barefoot. And if you come to the door, you love being hugged by her. Like, she is just the most warm, wonderful person. I always think of one person in particular. I need to tell her. But this is just such a warm, cozy, delicious, comforting fragrance to me for some reason. This hasn't gotten me many compliments, but I just really enjoy wearing it, and it lasts all day. So for me, this one projects well, lasts all day, is great in colder weather because of that. But it's just comforting, cozy, feels like a hug from like your best friend. That's what I think of with Girl of Now Shine. And that is it. Those are the fragrances for the week. What was your standout fragrance? To me, honestly, the standout fragrance was Black Perfecto, because I cannot believe how much I enjoyed wearing this little baby. It's like a little 30 ml. I'm kind of regretting the size of this now, because I think I'm going to be wearing this a lot more. Like, I loved myself all day. Like, well, I love myself a lot. Like, fragrance just makes me so happy. But like, you know, there's lots of days where I'm like, just smells so amazing. But Monday seriously rocked because of this. It just smelled so, it was refreshing. It was somehow refreshing. Just enjoyed that cherry. It smelled like, yeah, somehow it wasn't like, so often in the winter I'm wearing kind of deeper, darker, sultry, spicy, you know, that kind of fragrance, a little bit more unisex. This was just playful and happy. It still had a little bit of leather, so there's that quality in there, but it's just somehow, like, even talking about it makes my mouth water a little bit. Like, I'm not quite sure why. I kind of think I'm going to check out more of the line, honestly, because I'm so happy with wearing this one throughout the day. Maybe I need to try the intense version. That one's got a blueberry note in it, so I may be tempted to get that one or the other one. I don't know. Anyway, really, really enjoyed Monday with this one. So what was your standout fragrance for the week? Put it in the comments, and yeah, have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.